Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Dave. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, where I talk about what it's like to live in Fort Wayne, and also I try to get you some educational information on the Fort Wayne real estate market specifically, and that's what I'm going to do today. I want to give you a little market update here. It's been a while, and we've had some changes in our market. So if you're going to be moving into Fort Wayne, definitely pay attention to this because you're going to want to know what's going on now and then throughout 2023. So let's get started. First of all, guys, in our market right now, like, we're seeing less buyer intention, and that is a result of the interest rates. The interest rates in 2022, I think for the first time ever, I think I heard this correctly, we've never had a year where they've doubled. Like, they literally doubled. So we went from like in the low threes in January 2022 at its peak in like I can't remember, June or July, maybe even past that. Actually, the interest rates peaked at like September. They doubled. They were like in the high sixes for like the best borrowers. Like that was crazy. So the fact that our market was even able to withstand that, and not completely like collapse, like that just is a tribute to the strength of the real estate market in our country. Like, our market has been is one of like the strong points in our economy, the real estate market. So we are kind of recovering from that, and we're definitely still feeling the effects of that. Just the sales have been down, like just across the board. Sales across the country and then in Fort Wayne are down, and I'm going to show you, like, it's affecting the home prices. So a lot of stuff is going on. For 3 years, we 2020, 2021, 2022, we had this great market, our quote great market. Everybody said it was so great. If you were a buyer, sometimes in some price ranges it wasn't so great. It was very challenging, and their real estate agents, I can tell you that, firing away a dozen or more offers, just hoping something will stick in houses you're not even sure if you even like, if you even want, really, if you get it, is, I don't know, it's kind of annoying for people. Like, I could see how a lot of people were frustrated by that, and a lot of people decided not to buy a house, and they lost out on the ability to gain equity, and to have home ownership and all the things that, like, we as Americans value, But let's get back into this though. So, in the month of December, we saw a 22% drop in new listings. Like, that's significant compared to the December in 2021. So this is playing a part in like the choices that people have right now. So buyers are seeing like higher interest rates than they were a year, less houses to choose from, but they have a little bit less competition. So there's some crazy dynamics kind of like going on. Our new listings throughout all of 2022, you guys, it just fell slightly. So fell 2.5%. This is not something that, like, I would be, I don't know, alarmed about it, but it is some information to know. Let's move on. Pending sales. This is the number or the gauge or the indication of like the houses that went under contract in December. So we had less pending sales, and this has resulted now in like a little bit of a even with the new listings, there's less pending sales. There's a little bit of a more supply, which is good now. Our closed sales, you guys, this is something I was just reading. Closed sales was down 27% in the month of December, and across the country, I just read National Association of Realtors said that across the country, closed sales were down like 34% across the country, which is significant. The median sales price, this is something I want to talk about. So you got the median sales price and then the average sales price. When you hear statistics, when you hear headlines in the news, they typically talk about the median sales price, and the median sales price is a good indicator. It's just the right in the middle. So you've got, say a million sales. Well, it's right in the middle of those sales. Okay. Whereas the average sales price is obviously, you know what average is. You take the you add it all up and then divide by the number of units. So for the first time ever, this is like an interesting statistic or data point. Not for the first time ever, excuse me. For the first time in many, many months, we actually saw where the home price was less than it was for a given month than it was the year before. Okay, so December 2022, the average sales price was 2% less than the average sales price in 2021, which was 20% higher than December 2020. So that is interesting. It's very interesting. And, what do I as a real estate agent professional, think about that? Well, here's a few things. One, I don't think this indicates like falling prices or a market crash or like this like new trend where now home prices are just going to start going down and declining. Okay. And I'm not dismissing this. Like this is important. It's something to know. I think this is a result, you guys, of just low buyer intention and sellers not wanting to really make an adjustment from what was happening like leading up to the years before. So I think a lot of sellers right now are still like pricing their houses in like 2021, 2022 type of like strategy, okay? Where it's like you look at your comps, your sales, and then you see that it sold 3 months ago and your house is like identical to this. So like let's take the total appreciation for the year, and that's a quarter of the year. So that's how we can do the math. Well, that kind of worked. It did work for a time. Well, now it's not because our home prices aren't growing that way. So we are seeing like sellers that they are listing their house too high, and then they're either like taking a lower offer or they are dropping the price and then taking an offer like close to that list price. Okay, so if you're gonna put this in like proper perspective, like our home values have increased in the last 3 years 30%, and we had 1 month where it fell 2.6%. Really interested to see what happens in January and then February and March of this year, and to see how that trend plays out. My guess is that even if it happens for like a few more months, it's not going to be something that continues to happen, because my prediction is that mortgage rates are going to continue to fall, which is then going to drive demand back up, which hopefully will spur some like homeowners who want to make a move, but they didn't want to because they had such great interest rate now. They don't want to jump into a house with like higher interest rate. It'll get them going. Like it'll get them to sell their house because now they have like a house that they want to move into, or not, now they're inspired to do it. So this might actually be like a good buying opportunity for some buyers out there, because there's a little bit less stuff going on, and maybe you have a little bit less competition. It really is like neighborhood specific though. I know many neighborhoods in Fort Wayne where it doesn't matter like what's going on, like the houses sell very quickly. And really in all price ranges too. The lower price homes, they will probably, I hate to say always, but like maybe for a long time from now, they're going to continue to have like many people wanting to buy them. Simply because there's a lot of renters out there that are paying too much, and they're tired of renting, so they want to find that like next house. And then all up to like the $500,000 or $600,000 homes, you guys, if it's priced correctly, not like a deal of a lifetime, but just like priced correctly, and it's nice, it's something that you would want. There's a good chance another person would want it. That they are still selling quickly at full price and with multiple offers. I just experienced this last week in this house in like the mid fives, and I had several offers on it in a day or two, and it was not priced low. In fact, it was like for the zip code, it was priced like on the higher end. It was meticulous, a very nice home, So just keep that in mind. Are home prices going to fall throughout the year? No. And why? Like, would I say this? Because it would be a supply and demand thing. We would have to open up so much supply, and just like completely like eliminate the demand for months and months and months for us to see actually like home prices falling. We're still ahead, even with 2.6% less value in December compared to the previous year. Well, like the net, we're still ahead like 7 to 8%. Okay. All right. So a few more sites here. This is something that buyers and sellers would want to know. So this is the percent of original list price to the sale price. So the final sale price, to the original list price. And this kind of gives us an idea, I think, of like a strategy for buyers and for sellers, but it gives us an idea of how home prices are coming down. We had appreciation of like 11% last year in 2022, and that is coming down. So now in the month of December, our on average houses were selling at 96.3% of the original list price, and so buyers are, I don't know if they're saying they're getting a little better deal. It's just that the sellers also might have also been like overpricing their house. They're pricing it in like 11% appreciation and not like 2%, 4% appreciation. So what that means for you if you're thinking about buying a house, you guys definitely pay attention to the days on market. Like any seller, the mindset of a seller is when they list their home, they're confident, like they are expecting to get attention, obviously, on their listing, but they're expecting to get offers, and it doesn't take long, typically for a seller to, as time goes by, like for sellers to start reevaluating things. So if they list their home like at the end of the week and they don't get anything on the weekend. They have an open house. Well, that Monday's like, all right, well, let's see what happens. Is something off? The marketing out there, stuff like that. Well, you go like 2, 3, 4 weeks now. Then sellers, it's really plays heavy on them, right? Like if they want to sell, now they're really thinking like, do I drop the price, or do we wait for these other showings that we have lined up for their feedback, or just to see, hey, maybe they'll like the house? Well, as a buyer, sometimes you can make an offer like at the opportune time, like right before a seller's about to do a major price drop. And that's where we're seeing a lot of like deals where buyers can get like, I don't know, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 off the list price. But it could have been a home that was overpriced that was just about to drop the price. So keep that in mind. Be savvy about the days on market. Ask your agent how long it's been on the market for. And a lot of buyers, they want to know if we're showing them houses like, hey, why has this been on the market so long? It seems priced fairly. Well, pay attention to the pricing history, because it could be priced fairly now, but it could be priced unfairly. It could have been priced unfairly for many days or weeks leading up to this. So know the whole story. Okay. This is a big one. I've been talking about this, for a while. The affordability sucks, and everything costs more. It's cost a fortune to go out to dinner. Hey, it's just the way it is. I will say though that I filled up my gas tank, and I have to put premium in my car. And last night I noticed it was down to like $3.30, which is, I was happy about that. Like that was cool. So it wasn't like $5, which it used to be. But affordability is going down. One, I guess, bright spot though, you guys, if you can see this, you might want to like blow this up a little bit. But the rate or the declining affordability is actually slowing down a little bit. Okay, so the rate at which things are costing more, I should say, is getting more in our favor. I always get stumped by that. It's such a weird way to say it, because the smaller this index, the smaller the number is, the more unaffordable things are. Okay. So I do believe that I read correctly that like inflation. I know there's different ways that people can argue at like how inflation gets reported nowadays, but it seems to be in control. I should say it's nowhere where anybody would, I think, be happy about, but it's definitely, I haven't had anybody tell me like it's going to continue to go up. So we're like, what is it now? 6 or 7%. That's our inflation rate. Normally it's like 2 to 3%. Home prices are rising like 11%. Still kind of like in favor to own a home. The inventory of homes for sale like really shot up in the month of December. So this is a measure of the houses that are on the market at the end of the month. And, we had been declining. Look at that, 2022 from the previous year, almost 50% less houses at the end of the month. In 2021, we just were kind of like right there. Well, it kind of like went back to pre-2020 2020 numbers, and we've got 851 units sitting on the market at the end of the month. So again, if you're a buyer, there's less competition there, and if you're a seller listening to this, you guys, I want you to keep in mind, like it's still very much a seller's market. Like we don't have enough housing to meet the demand. And put it in perspective, like we were in an extreme, crazy, frenzied market. Extreme sellers, it was not sustainable, and so at one point, like we got to get out of that. Okay, your home prices are continuing to grow. It's something to celebrate. Our month supply of inventory. So this is a measure of like how long would it take for the market to like buy up all the available inventory. Well, that's increasing as well, and again, we're like right back to 2020 numbers, and we're at 1.2 months. We need to get to like 6 months before it's a balanced market. We got a long ways to go. So that's why, one reason why I don't see like home prices falling. It doesn't make sense. You can't have a month supply of inventory that is so far below what a balanced market would be. So it's favored to the seller, and then have months and months and months of extended like home price decline. Okay, that's why I think December is an anomaly. Maybe it might be the same story for January and February. We'll see. A lot of it's going to have to do with the interest rates, which they've been falling for the last several weeks. So it's buyers like we're seeing like in our website, just like buyers in our database. We got like 20,000 people just in our database. We got like our sphere, like all these people that we talk to on a daily basis. Well, the energy level is like picking up again. So like where people were like bummed out in December, it was almost like, I don't know, it's very depressing. Like people were just like, there's not much to buy, and it's not affordable. Well, things are starting to open up, and the interest rates are starting to come down, and buyers are getting that itch now to want to get out there. So this actually might be a really good window of opportunity for somebody who needs to buy a house this right now. Lawrence Yun, who is the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, I just read a quote that said like it was just what I said basically, that because of the interest rates that are continuing to come down, there was a problem. Like he identified clearly, like people didn't want to buy a house because the interest rates. Well, now that they've been coming down for the last like several weeks, he said there's an opportunity of buying right now. And you guys, if the interest rates are like in the fives right now, and if they get back to like 4, it's just gonna go right back to where we were, which is gonna be then an extreme seller's market. And that's it, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Got this right under 20 minutes about, so I'm happy about that. If we can help you, reach out to us. This is what we do. I feel like we help people move into Fort Wayne. I don't know how to compare, but I feel like we do it more than other companies. And again, I really have no idea how to say that, but all the time, like people are just reaching out to us and through YouTube, and then all kinds of people are getting online and researching. I think we come up in like people's affordability indexes a lot, and just great places to live. It is absolutely a phenomenal place to live. Today, we've got snow. We got a lot of snow, and like 5 inches. This was like our second big snowfall of the year. A lot of kids are out there playing, and it's fun. It's fun to be in Fort Wayne, and give us a call.